When we think about revolutionaries in football, there's a few names that spring to mind. Bill Shankly, Johan Cruyff, Arrigo Sacchi, and of course Daniel Sturridge and his wriggly arm celebration. That changed everything. But what of Jean-Marc Bosman, the man who gave his name to the Bosman transfer? No one has changed the transfer market before or since like our friend Jean-Marc. Without being harsh to Jean-Marc, JM as I call him, or his family, who I'm sure will be watching, bonjour, there was nothing special about the Belgian's footballing career. A midfielder who made his name for Standard Liège in the First Division and briefly represented Belgium at youth level, his career seemed to be fizzling out and his contract with CFR Liège expired in 1990. But fear not, footballing Goliaths, Dunkirk expressed interest in signing our pal, Jean-Marc. When asked about the move, Jean-Marc said, "I cannot wait to go to Dunkirk and storm the bitches," and winked at the reporter. That's pretty crude, Jean-Marc. You've let yourself down a bit there. Anyway, back to the point. Dunkirk refused to pay Liège's asking price for the midfielder, so Liège didn't release him. There was nothing he could do, he was stuck. His wages were reduced and he was sent packing to train with the reserves. Jean-Marc, however, wasn't going to take this lying down, and he brought his fight to the ECJ, or European Court of Justice. 5 years later, they had made a decision. This momentous decision banned restrictions on foreign EU players within national leagues, and allowed players in the EU to move to another club at the end of a contract without a transfer fee being paid. Jean-Marc and his plight had changed football forever and opened a floodgate of free signings. Edgar Davids, glasses and all, was the first high-profile footballer to profit from this ruling, moving from Ajax to Juventus in '96. Such transfers became known as a Bosman. In the UK, the powers that be moved swiftly to protect academies and youth players. If the player in question was under the age of 24, compensation had to be paid by the club acquiring the player. Daniel Sturridge is an example of this. When his Man City contract ran out in 2009, the East was 20 and the clubs couldn't decide on the fee, so the case went to tribunal. Chelsea had to pay City £3.5 million. Worth it for the wriggly arm dance, I'd say. And what of our main man, Jean-Marc Bosman? He went on to have an incredibly successful career, captaining Belgium to World Cup glory, winning Wimbledon, and completing the big red ball section on Total Wipeout. Okay, that's not true. Most of his money was lost due to his investment in a special t-shirt line. Bosman hoped that the players who benefited from the Bosman ruling would support him by buying one of his, wait for it, "Who's the Boz" t-shirts. Overall, he sold only one, to the son of his lawyer. He was forced to sell his second house and his Porsche Carrera. In 2013, he was sentenced to a year in prison for assaulting his girlfriend and her daughter, and according to latest reports, he's unemployed and living off handouts. I do love a story with a happy ending.